Hey, can I ask you a quick question? Do you think it's morally okay for a police officer to viciously beat or lethally kill a citizen just because they can't control them? Do you think it's okay for police officers to be killed on the job due to a lack of training? Today, I'm going to talk to you about why jiu-jitsu should be implemented into standard police training so they can use it in non-lethal situations. Then, we as citizens have the duty to go vote and legislate this into our reality so we can move forward as a nation. Today, I'm going to talk to you about 4 main points. 1. The majority of police officers are undertrained. This leads them to struggle to arrest a suspect, which puts them in a desperate situation where either the suspect gets killed or the officer gets killed or hurt. Number 2, jiu-jitsu teaches physical control of others, respect, and how to deal with your problems and adversities. Number 3, if jiu-jitsu was implemented, since it is the solution, officers would be able to control unruly suspects in beneficially less violent scenarios in a win-win manner where everyone wins. And then number 4, we as citizens need to legislate this and vote it into our reality so we can step forward as a nation and civilization. Diving into point 1. Police are undertrained. As a result, the citizens get hurt or the police get hurt. In this first video, you can see that in effect.
Okay, I have to interview.
No, don't. We're just getting on video. It'll be okay.
What did he do?
Hey, don't fight the cop. Don't fight the
Don't
cop. It's not
fight the
gonna fight. Oh!
Okay, Judy, so I know. So as you can see in this video, the police officer was undertrained, and as a result, ironically, the suspect had a little bit of grappling background. He did an overhead toss over, he got side control, he started to beat the officer got desperate. As a result, you could hear the gunshots, killed him, dead. No one wins. You can see the same problem in a different scenario in this next video.
Police say a man reported seeing the suspect, Daniel Dunkelberger, reach into a car in Hollandale Beach, Florida, and steal a cell phone and a charger. That's when the officers confront the suspect, first with a taser, then with batons.
Okay, I'm sure you could hear that. This is another example where a low-level criminal breaks into a car just to steal a charger, and then it takes 2 police officers to viciously beat and tase him, probably causing permanent damage. So there is a problem which needs a solution. Now that you know the problem, let me show you what jiu-jitsu is. In this next video, you can see that jiu-jitsu in the physical aspect.
Hi everyone, I'm Gustavo Gasperin, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor under the great Fabrício Verdun, and you're watching Jiu-Jitsu for Dummies. So what is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Jiu-Jitsu is a grappling-based martial art and self-defense system created by Carlos and Hélio Gracie.
Okay, so he said that kind of fast. He's a Brazilian black belt, jiu-jitsu, well known in Brazil. And he says jiu-jitsu is a grappling-based martial art that does not involve strikes, and it uses chokeholds and limb manipulations through leverage to control someone who's bigger than you. That is the physical aspect of jiu-jitsu. Now, the mental aspect jiu-jitsu teaches is explained in this next video.
The Joe Rogan experience.
There's a lot of people that they learn how to deal with life through the struggle of jiu-jitsu, because the struggle of training is so much harder than most of the struggles that you face in your daily life. It makes you more accustomed to dealing with uncomfortable positions.
I will tell you a funny story that what jiu-jitsu does for you. My older daughter had some health issues, like at 2 o'clock in the morning, something like that, and called the doctor and said, look, I gotta go and get this inhaler or something at the pharmacy. Man, I was wearing my pajamas, driving crazy to the pharmacy. And as I'm walking in, have a guy walking out and bumping his shoulder of mine, and hey, son of a this, F you. And I said, man, 2:30 in the morning, you wanna fight? Go home, go to your wife, dude. Then the guy, no, I'm gonna wait for you. Then he's outside, I go get the medication. I put this stuff in, say, man, get the guy outside. He's no longer there. Several months later, the same guy show up at my school. And I did not recognize him, but he keeps staring at me, and I approach, hey, how are you? Have you trained jiu-jitsu before? He's like, do you remember me? Did you train here before? No, I bumped into you in the pharmacy. And he goes like, thank you for not hurting me. And I goes like, man, what happened to you? He's like, oh, my father passed away a day before. I was so depressed. So the point for me was, with jiu-jitsu, I can walk away for something like that, and I feel sorry for the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay, so as you saw in that video, Joe Rogan and Gene, both black belts in jiu-jitsu, very well known in the jiu-jitsu world. Joe starts off by saying the training of jiu-jitsu is so much more rigorous than standard life. It teaches you to deal with your adversity and your problems through training. And then Gene shows that it teaches compassion and respect due to his story. In his story, he gave the guy the benefit of the doubt. He let him, he just said whatever. He didn't confront him. And then months later, when the guy came to train at his gym, he respected him and showed him compassion instead of kicking him out and disrespecting him. And he said this is the mentality that jiu-jitsu teaches. This is good for cops as well because it teaches them to not be hot-headed or power tripping as some of them stereotypically are. Now, let me show you how jiu-jitsu is the solution in effect.
After getting kicked out of the club for assault, suspects are confronted by Kansas City police officers, including Officer Jared Tipton, and Jared knows jiu-jitsu. Duck under, double leg, frame to the neck, knee on belly, scans for additional threats, all while holding his hat in his left hand, north knee on chest, reapply the hat to the head, notifies partner that he's got it under control, Kimura cuffing transition, a GST classic, transition back to an elbow hug armbar, switch back to north knee on chest, calm communication with dispatch, manage the distance with the female spectator, once his partner's ready, elbow cup, arm drag to front headlock, figure four leg entanglement exactly as taught in GST, Kimura pain compliance, second hand extraction, cuffed and done, not a single punch thrown. Best part is, he's been a cop for less than 1 year.
Okay, so as you can see, this rookie cop who's been training for only less than a year can do all that just because he knows jiu-jitsu on his own. So this is clearly the solution because the cop did his job, took the suspect for assault to jail because he was thugging in the club or whatever, and then the suspect wins because he wasn't hurt or shot, so that's a win for him. So as you can see, this is the win-win solution we need as a nation. In this next video, you see how a police officer chief takes things into his own hands in a different aspect.
Arts Gym in Ludlow with more on his strategy. Brianna.
That's right. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu probably isn't what you think of when you think about your neighborhood police officer, but Police Chief Scott Smith says these are exactly the skills that police officers need.
Chief Scott opened this gym because he noticed a problem.
Oh, to watch it, it's sad. I mean, it's laughable, but it's sad.
He says that these videos from police departments around the country represent what police officers have to face in the field.
And that's what the community says. Why couldn't you take this one skinny guy down? How is it you couldn't control him? How is it ended in a shooting, right?
Okay, so as you can see in this different perspective, the police chief is giving free lessons and other cops are going out of their way to learn jiu-jitsu. So this should be required in the standard procedure for cop training because this is the solution we need. And if the more on top of it cops are going out of their way to learn it, it should be standard for all police. Now, moving on to the fourth topic, we as citizens have the duty to build this into legislation and go vote for it and vote yes when the time comes. We as citizens need to vote yes to progress our nation and make this into a reality so we can step forward. This is because we have a problem with police training due to the undertraining they have, so people are in a lose-lose situation. Someone gets hurt. Jiu-jitsu can help teach the proper mindset and the proper physical tactics to help aid the solution. And jiu-jitsu is the solution because everyone wins in a beneficially less violent way in a win-win situation. So, we as citizens need to vote this into solution, vote this into legislation, and vote yes when the time comes. I'm going to vote yes. Are you?
course I will.
Thank you.